Hey guys, this is Jim Prusak here, physical therapist at the Pain PT. And I just wanted to do a little clarification. I had a couple comments on my last video about learning to face and stand up to the symptoms and moving from that state of being frozen and then maybe being in sort of a flight state to going into the fight state and then moving from there to the facing state. Okay, we're facing what we're dealing with. And I had a couple comments that said, how does this process or what you're talking about work with acceptance or surrender? Because I talk a lot about that as well, about acceptance and surrender to what's going on. Now, they're two different things that are both very important for healing. So the piece that I was talking about in that video is the cognitive mental piece of messaging, or what Dr. Sarno talks about as talking to your brain. Now that's a direct communication from that prefrontal cortex to your amygdala, to your limbic brain. That's really important because that is an actual signal going there in terms of what you're wanting to tell that amygdala or that part of your brain. Now, so that's sort of a horizontal, you can imagine, signal going sideways from the cortex to these amygdala. There's two of them on each side of your temporal lobes. It's part of your limbic system, which we're trying to regulate. That's a regulatory strategy, okay? And the other part of acceptance or surrender is a body process. So your amygdala and limbic brain send those chemicals down into your body. So they inject your body with emotions, pains, somatic symptoms, anything you could feel, like a feeling. And that's where acceptance comes from, or surrender. It's to whatever's been already produced by that amygdala or limbic brain. So it acts first, remember. So it's going to inject you first like a syringe, and then it's your job to respond. How do you respond to that injection of pain or that injection of emotion or uncomfortable or unpleasant feeling in your body? Once it's been injected in you, you can't suck it back up into the syringe, back to the brain. It's not possible. So at that point, you have to deal with it so it can be processed and digested in your system as quickly as possible. So that's when I talk about that rest and digest state of getting your body in a relaxed state and your mind also able to tolerate what this limbic brain is giving you. It's called the window of tolerance, or what we call affect tolerance. Okay, it's ability for your cortex and your rational logical mind to be able to handle the emotions it's giving you or handle the pain it's giving you. Okay, that's somatic tracking, that's somatic awareness, mindfulness, that's surrender, that's acceptance. So that's one piece of the puzzle. So we're handling what this limbic brain throws at us. It's going to do it first, so be prepared for it. You can't stop it. Okay, so that's one piece. I'm going to accept what it gives me in my body. I'm going to relax my body. I'm going to let this energy that's been created in me pass. I'm going to let it just be digested. Now, the other strategy, regulatory strategy I was talking about there, is that sort of sideways. So instead of this down strategy, which you got to deal with your body, this is a mental strategy where you're communicating to the limbic brain directly. So let's say it injects you with some fear, or you get an increased symptom, and you go, okay, whatever, I'm going to deal with this chemical soup in my body, this inflammation that's been created. I can accept that. But what I'm not going to accept at the same time is that you keep doing this to me. Okay, because you want it to stop injecting you so that you don't have to continue to surrender and deal with the emotions and symptoms it's creating in you. So it's sort of like you're trying to teach your brain that, look, brain, there's nothing wrong here. Stop injecting me with this stuff. I'm safe. It's fine. Stop doing it. And this is your center of executive control. Okay, if you look up the prefrontal cortex and you Google it, it's going to say center of executive control. So you want control. You need to control this limbic brain and have a way to regulate it. Otherwise, it's going to run wild. And it's going to be producing all this crap in your body that you don't want in the first place. So you have to tell it to stop. You have to communicate to it that, look, brain, no, I am fine. Stop giving this to me. Otherwise, it's going to keep going because what it perceives is danger and threat everywhere because of things in your life. It's timeless. The limbic brain doesn't have logic to it. It's not smart. That's why it's called the reptilian brain. It's meant to react very quick. And it's reacting off everything you've been through in your life from before you were born to this point right now, talking here. So it doesn't understand, okay? It doesn't have the rational mind. That's what makes us different as humans, is we have this prefrontal cortex that separates us from other animals. And we need to use it to exert some control over this sort of illogical, irrational, emotional brain, okay, that many times is spitting out a bunch of garbage that has nothing to do with the current situation. There's no danger, there's no threat. It's just based off, again, your memories, and it's acting off that right now in the present moment. So I just wanted to clarify that again, guys, that there's many strategies. So when I talk about this here, and I talk about acceptance and surrender, we're accepting and surrendering to what's already been discharged from the limbic brain. At that point, it's too late. You got to accept that. But what you don't have to accept is that it keeps giving it to you. And that's where you need to exert some regulatory control. And that's where we move up that emotional scale of being sort of weak in our cortex. Okay, it's a weakness there, literally. It's a weakness there. Studies show. So it's got to get stronger. And the strength comes from the strength doesn't come from fear. Okay, fear makes you run the other way. Strength comes from anger, but not just pure anger, but anger channeled in a way to build a boundary, to build a message that you're going to send back. Okay, we'll talk in other videos about how else can you regulate this amygdala and limbic brain. Okay, there's different ways. So another way is working directly with the emotions. Okay, that's another strategy of working with this limbic brain. But anyhow, I wanted to clarify that today so people understand that these are not in opposition from one another. These are two different strategies. They're both very important so that you can move forward. And let me give you a final example. Let's say you're out doing something and you get hit by a wave of pain or a lot of emotion, a lot of unpleasant sensations in your body. The way you can employ both these strategies is you go, okay, I feel this stuff in my body. Okay, I got to feel it. I got to let it move through me. I'm going to surrender to the feelings in my body. I'm going to accept them. But I'm also going to send a pretty strong message that says, brain, I don't want any more of this feeling. You gave me some. It's misplaced, misdirected. I'm out here going to the store, or I'm doing my thing. There's nothing going on here. Let me look around. Nope, I see no danger, no threat. Nothing happened here. So just stop. I need to teach you that this is a safe situation I'm in. There's nothing happening here. I'm exerting executive control over you because I'm in control, not you, limbic brain. So just stop. Don't give me any more of this stuff. And I want you to remember this in the future, that you also don't do it again. So some message like that, you can create your own messages. They got to be strong, direct, authoritative, communicating in a very strong way, because you need to regulate this. I call this the monster over here sometimes. It's the amygdala. There's two of them actually, not one. And so you got to fend this off so it doesn't go keep producing this crap in your body. Okay. Anyhow, talk to you guys next time. I just wanted to clarify that, and hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.